Hi guys, and welcome to another video on Python programming. And in this video we'll be talking about string formatting and escape sequence. Okay, so let's get right into the video, guys. The first thing I'll do is hit my control and hit my Windows and arrow key for my CMD. As usual, just to refresh your memory, type CMD and hit the OK button. So in the last video we talked about variables, and the variables are divided into two parts where I showed you exactly what variables are, and the part 2 where I gave you like a practical scenario of how you can use variables. So in this video, let's get into string formatting and escape sequence. So what would I do? Let me simply refresh you on the CMD commands. So I'll just type cd into Python and hit the enter key. Sorry, cd into desktop. So let me just clear my screen, CLS. So I want to cd into my desktop, and then I can create my Python file. But let me just so let me create my Python file. So remember, how do you create a file on your desktop, guys? So maybe you can pause the video and take a guess. But the way you create a file on desktop, remember, is using two commands which I gave you. Either you use the echo, or echo is when you want to create the file and put some text in it, right? Or you just use this type and you write null, and remember to put this greater than sign, okay, and then the name of the file. Okay, so I'll just name the file so I'll just name the file code.py. so .py extension for Python file, and voila, you can see that this Python file has been created on my desktop. Once again, I'll clear the screen and then I will open this file on my Visual Studio Code. So another trick I want to show you in this video is you can actually type code, right, and then do code.py and hit the enter key, and it opens on your Visual Studio Code. So I hope you learned something new right now. So once again, you go to your CMD, you type this command code, right, and then code.py. Note that you have to follow the same instructions which I gave you while I was installing my Visual Studio Code for this to actually work. Okay, so I'm doing everything in command prompt. Like I told you, learning Python, I love learning in command prompt, and I want to teach you how to code in Python programming language using command prompt. Okay, so let's get right into it. So the first thing we're talking about is string formatting. Remember, you always want to do a print statement. Okay, so I'll just do print hello world, which you must be familiar with by now. So I'll save that. Okay, so when I save this, I'll just fire up my command prompt like this and then run the code. So to run the code, you just simply have to write Python, right, and then you do code.py. so you hit enter and it works. Hello world, you can see that. So what is string formatting? So when you are outputting something to your command prompt, or when you're running your code like this, hello world, so this is the output you get. Right now, I will tell you how to format string the old way and how it's done in the newer versions of Python. So let's say I have a variable, and the variable is called name, and I give it my name in a sense, right? So sorry guys, you want to do that in the name is supposed to be a string, right? A name is a string. So I give it my name innocent, right? And then underneath I have something called a surname, right? And I give it my surname, right? So that's Apareva, my surname. And then I have pet. Okay, so even if right now I don't have a pet, but I know I love dogs. Okay, so let me just write that. So dogs, dogs. Okay, so I've defined variables here, right? Name, innocent, surname, acquirable, and pet, dogs. Okay, and what else do you need to know about me? Maybe okay, so that's this, and let me just say, so I want to write a print statement right now. Okay, I'm doing this on the fly, guys. So I want to write a print statement, and I want to say my name. I want to just write my name is, right? My name is Innocent. My name is Innocent, and my surname, right? A-K-P-A-A-R-E-V-A. Okay, so my name is Innocent, and I'll have my surname, right? And then I want to write my okay, so I want to write I love dogs, right? Not gods. I love dogs, D-O, dogs. Okay, and what? Okay, so I love dogs. Let's leave it here, guys. So let's not make the sentence too long and complicated. So I'm printing a statement that says my name is Innocent Akbareva, right? A-K-P. So it's the same with variable. I love dogs. Okay, if you notice, I'm repeating Innocent Akbareva even if I've defined a variable name Innocent and surname Akbareva, and I'm also repeating the word dogs, right? Even if I've defined dogs as my pet right here. So what can I do about it? I can actually take these variables, plug it into this string, right? And then you have that's what string formatting is about, really, guys. So how do I do that? Let me just save this, Ctrl S, and then run my CMD once again like this. So you can see I have my name is Innocent Akbareva, I love dogs, as the output, which you can see right here. Okay, so that's the output, and the code works. Now let me just simply comment this. So remember, guys, how do you comment? You put this hash sign in front of your program to comment it. Now, how will I now format this string? So the old way, I'll teach you the old way. So that's old way of doing things. The old way of doing this is what I'm about to show you now, guys. So instead of saying this print statement, you write print, okay, and then of course you have this right there, and what you need to just say is my name is, you use the modulo sign, okay, so this is the modulo sign, and then you write S for string, okay, so modulo sign S for string. Small letter, guys, not capital letter. You know Python is case sensitive, okay? So for you use the modulo sign S, which means it's expecting a variable at that particular spot. And then for my surname, I'm going to use the modulo sign again. S is also expecting a variable at that same spot. So what you do is you come out of the string, and then you use the modulo sign to write the name of the variable, okay? So what you do is, because I have two variables, I'll put that in a bracket, okay? So covering for the variable name, right? And put a comma, and then the variable surname, okay? So then you can save this easily. So now you see that I have print my name is modulo sign S, and then I have the variable outside it. Now I've saved this, and then I'm going to comment this, okay, or I wouldn't even comment it, I'll just run the program so you can see what's going to happen. So let me just clear this CLS. To clear your command prompt, I will just move this aside so you can see exactly what is happening. This is my code and this is the command, and I run it, and you see that I have both I have it printing the same thing, but hey, I forgot to add I love dogs to my second print statement, right? So what you can do is simply continue by putting your comma right there the way we did it before, and just add I love, okay, and the modulo sign once again, s, okay, and then add the variable also, because it's going to be expecting 3 variables. But let me just save this s, Ctrl S, and I'm going to try to print so that I can output the second statement and see what happens, guys. Okay, so Ctrl S. So let me save this. I'm going to use my code again. I always like to clear my screen so you see that everything is fresh, and then I'll print this once again, and you will get this error, guys. Now when you get an error in Python or when programming generally, don't be scared. If you are a beginner, don't be scared. You just have to read the error you're getting and then understand exactly what your Python interpreter is trying to tell you. Okay, so type error, okay, not enough argument for format string. Remember, guys, I'm using like modulo sign s 3 times right here, and then it's expecting me to have 3 variables, but here I have 2 variables. What I can do is simply add the comma and then add my last variable, which is pet. Okay, so my pet dogs, right? And then I'll do Ctrl S. Now when I do Ctrl S, which is to save the file, I clear my screen once again, so I'll run that, double arrow and hit the enter key, and you see I have exactly the same print statement coming out. Now why is this useful? This is useful because I don't have to go every time into my print statement to change these variables. I can simply just come right here on top this place, change the variable to something else. For example, I can change the variables to Kemer, okay, and so I can change the variables to Kemer and this surname that you can see there, and I'll just put lion. Okay, so pet lion, and then I'll save this, Ctrl S, and come once again. I would clear it so you can see the new code, what it outputs. Then I'll run it, and you can see that the name, right, surname and pet has changed just because I changed the variable. So guys, this is the old way of doing stuff. Okay, now the new way of doing this, I don't want this video to be too long, guys, so when we come back I'll show you the new way of string formatting, and then we also move on to escape character. Okay, so one more thing before we say our final goodbye. You can also do this for the raw output. So this is arrow, so instead of using S, you can also use this arrow, Ctrl S, right, Ctrl S, and then let me run that once again so you see that it works as well. And we have python.code, and you can see arrow also works, but R is the raw string format. Okay, so it's used for debugging purpose and some other purposes, but majorly it gives you the raw string format. You can see I have my quotes around the name, the surname, and this lion text right here. So guys, watch out for the next video. In the next video I'll show you the new way of doing this, and also we move on to the escape character. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one, guys.